Tet McMillan out of Arizona is the consensus wide receiver 1 in this class, and watching his tape, it is so easy to see why. He is incredibly physical, incredibly athletic, has an incredible catch radius, but a fantastic ability to run routes to match. So, let's take a little bit of a deep dive into his film and show you what I thought when I scouted this player. If you enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing. But let's check out a little bit of my thoughts on this class's wide receiver 1. Tet McMillan is such an easy prospect to fall in love with. If you're someone that loves prototypical size, he is 6'5", 210 pounds. If you're someone that loves physicality, he is incredible in contested catch situations. And if you're someone that likes a crisp route runner, he is fantastic at that too, especially for his size. I think Tet has such a rare combination of all of these traits: size, speed, and route running, and also plays with an aggressive play strength throughout the route. He has prototypical size, and his frame and wingspan are absolutely elite. But even more than this, he actually plays up to this frame. You quite commonly see him using that fantastic wingspan to pluck passes out of the air. And it's incredibly important to not just have these traits, but to actually play up to your size and to your frame. Then, the contested catch ability. A wide receiver of this size should be able to win consistently on the boundary. And we see that quite consistently throughout his film, especially when looking at the 2023 tape, when he was absolutely dominant. Then, the positional versatility. This is someone that I think you can line up outside and see a huge amount of joy with, throwing go balls or digs. But this is someone I also think you can use as a power slot. Think in the Drake London mold. He has the ability to win quickly off the line in a variety of ways. And he can use that physicality to break open and break through tackles in order to get huge gains off relatively short passes. So he's incredibly versatile in the way that you can use him as a wide receiver and as a yards after the catch threat. He might not be the best yak threat in this class, but he's still shown some ability to break plays open for explosive gains. Then, I think the route running was the most impressive thing about Tet McMillan. Just by looking at him, you can see this is going to be a physical boundary receiver. But I think the fluidity and the change of direction are something that really impressed me. I wasn't expecting to see this on his film just because of his size, but this is an all-round package at wide receiver. Someone that can go in the top 5 of the NFL draft and be elite at the position for years to come. However, that doesn't mean that there aren't some weaknesses to his game, and there are a few things that I spotted when reviewing a few games of his film. The first thing is, I think, the release package. Yes, he has some explosivity, but that initial burst is something he could work on. And the ability to switch up his release package using head fakes and using different stutter steps to throw off a corner is something he can definitely work on, especially if he's going to play out of the slot in the NFL, where you have to be able to win immediately within the route. Then, he lacks top-end long speed. This is someone who's still going to be able to win deep down the field, but mostly through contested catches, not from separating unbelievably at the end of the route. But this doesn't matter too much, as he can separate at the other two phases. But he's not going to be an absolute speed demon in the NFL. The other thing is the use of physicality after the catch. So I think there's ways that he can use his physical abilities more, especially his strength and aggression, in the ability to then break open plays. You saw him do it a few times throughout college, but someone with that size should be able to shrug off defenders and break tackles with a little more ease. So, while he plays up to his play strength and his ability to hold on to contested catches, and that wingspan and the ability to pluck passes out of the air, the one area I'd like to see him use his physical skills in more is the ability to just continue to break more plays open and gain more yards after the catch. The playstyle comparison here is relatively easy. Drake London is a fantastically physical alpha wide receiver who is also able to win in the slot. You can play him on the boundary, you can play him as a power slot, and that is how I see Tet McMillan. I actually think they're relatively similar wide receivers, but if anything, I think Tet McMillan is a slightly better route runner and slightly more physical. In terms of its projected draft value, it's top 10 as a floor. I think he could go as high as potentially third overall, depending on how people rate the quarterbacks in this class. But in terms of pure talent alone, I think he's the third best prospect in this draft class, just after Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter. So the floor for him is top 10. The real conversation is rookie draft value. So in one quarterback league, he's the 101 or the 102, depending on Ashton Genty. And I'm here to tell you that I will take Tet McMillan as the 101 in any league. I think he is that good of a prospect. And compared to Ashton Genty, I would rather the elite wide receiver in my dynasty team than the elite running back, just because of longevity. Superflex leagues will be interesting. He still could be the 101, but he could slip all the way down to the 104 or even 106, depending on if people just really rate the running backs in this class, and if there's multiple quarterbacks going top 10 in the NFL draft that people want to take early in Superflex leagues. But if you can get him anything after the 101, I would be delighted. Drop a comment down below and let me know if you would take Tet McMillan as the 101 in this class. Please consider liking and subscribing to see all of my other content. I'm doing 50 rookie profiles in 50 days, and I'd love for you to check out as many as possible. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.